Y'all ready for one of the decks of all time? One of my favorite tropes are ninjas and very traditional Japanese aesthetic, and that is why we have our Blue Archive Ninja Bar deck, also known as the Ninja Research Club deck, plus some other students added in. This is part of Blue Archive Summer, where we talk about Blue Archive for the entire month of July. This is an 8-bar deck with some blue splashed in there. It is experience based, so keep that in mind while we do go through all of the cards. If you don't know what experience is, experience adds up the total numbers of the cards level in your level zone. So if you have a level 2 and a level 1 in your level zone, you have experience 3. So let's get started with our level 0s. Starting off with Konoe Mina. She is a drop search and on play from hand. You can swap a character in your level zone and a character in your waiting room. So she's your level swapper, which again, helpful in this deck because you're going to be needing that experience. Here is Eris Maid Edition. She is on play from hand. You could pay 1, search your deck for a climax, then you choose a climax in your hand, shuffle it in your deck. So she is essentially a climax swapper, but the climax is being swapped from the deck. Now you can't activate her effect when you do not have a climax in hand. So what your search is whatever is going to be shuffled in. If you play it like that, she's just like on play, shuffle your deck essentially. Here is Hanaoka Yuzu. She's on play from hand. Place a character from your hand to your clock. Top check 4, add a card. Super solid. You can grab whatever you want. And when your opponent plays a climax, you can send this card to your stock. So you do gain 1 stock. You deny on reverse effect because she's not going to be in the front row. And you get rid of a dead card. She's 500 power. You're not running anything over. Here is Otahana Sumire. She states that if you have 2 or less cards in your stock, this gains 1k5 power and on play from hand. You can pay 1, top deck clock. Search for a cost 0 character equal to your level and play it on the stage. So it is the Ricky effect, but it's equal to your level. You won't be able to set up for your next turn if you're still at level 0. If you are close to leveling, you could use her effect, level up to 1, and you could call out a level 1. Here is our Brainstormer Himari. She is pay 1, tap self, salvage a Brainstorm, and experience 3 or more. Restless card, give a character 2k power for the turn. Here is Izuna, Swimsuit Edition. On play from hand, you can stock a card from your hand, and on play from hand, you can pay 2, free fresh. It's pretty solid, and it has come in handy sometimes. And this is our first ninja. Here's another swimsuit card, Chise. She states that on play from hand, you can salvage a card from your clock and then place a card from your hand to your clock. And also on attack, you give another character 500 power equal to the amount of characters you control. So the power boost, you can't give it to herself, which is a drag, but you are mainly running it for the first effect. It allows your clock to be another resource pool, and you can grab whatever you want. You could also fix your clock by adding some high level cards in there for when you level up, or you could just fix your colors. Last level 0 and last swimsuit card. Miyako gains 2k power if all of your characters are Kivaros, which is the set trait. You'll be fine there. And on play from hand, you could give a character the following ability. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, choose one of your characters, rest it, move it to an open position on your backstage. It's a clean cut. What is nice is that she could either give it to herself or hand it over to another character. Let's move on to the level 1s. Here is Hako. She has experience 2, this gains 2k power, and she is a traditional climax swapper. Here's my bar fixer. If you know, you know. She is a level assist, 500 forward, and when you trigger a climax, you could ditch a climax, salvage a character. So when you trigger a gold bar, well, it's actually any climax, but in this case, it's a gold bar. You could ditch a climax, salvage a character. You run this to keep your hand unclogged from climaxes because, you know, it's gold bar. You're gonna have a clogged hand. And I only run 2 because I have many ways of getting this card, either through searching, salvaging, or even from the clock. How can I call this a Ninjitsu Research Club deck when up to this point, we've only had 1 ninja? Here is Chidori Michiru. Experience 2 or more, gains 2k power, and on play from hand or your deck, you could ditch a card, call a copy of this card from your deck to the stage. I only run 3 of them because, I don't know. You could bump this up to 4 if you would like. So you play her, ditch a card, call her from the deck. If you need another character on board, this has you covered. Also, it is a card, so you can ditch those climaxes. Speaking of climaxes, here is your level 1 combo, Kuda Izuna. She states that if you have 2 or more other characters, this gains 2k power and experience, 2 or more. On attack, if you have Cherry Blossom Festival, Commotion, which is this card right here, and you meet the experience, which is 2 or more, you could ditch a card, top check 5, add up to 2 characters, ditch the rest. The climax is a 1k1 and a gold bar when triggered. You are increasing deck speed, which is very nice, and you do have to ditch a card, but you're still plussing 1 because of the 2 characters that you are receiving. She is going to be at 7k5 power, which is pretty solid for a level 1 combo. Also, I thought I had a triple rare of these, but apparently I don't. Let's get our level 2s and early plays out of the way. This one right here is a 3k memory counter, Bunny Asuna, and Karen Bunny Edition. If you have 2 or more characters, this gains 2k power, so she'll be at 8k5, and on attack, if she battles a level 3 or higher character, this gains 4k5 power, and on reverse, send that character to the bottom of the deck. So in total, she'll be at 13k power against a level 3. Super solid. Also, I just noticed that both of these are, they're bunny girls. But this is not a bunny girl, she's just wearing short shorts. What a strange set. Here is Yuka, our 4 or more character early play. This gains 2k power during your turn and experience 6 or more. On play from hand, you could ditch a card, heal, then salvage a character. Super solid. Like I mentioned, you are going to be needing those drop searchers that are level swappers. She is decent in the power department, but she is solid as a staller. Toss her in front of the Fox, and she is going to be at 12k power during your turn. I had to double check to see if it was the Fox. It is. And here is an engine that I run occasionally. We have Shun and Small Shun. They both have on play from hand abilities. Small is on play from hand, you can ditch a card, stock, heal, and large is on play from hand, perform the following action twice, level down, and then change at the start of your climax phase, bounce these cards back in your hand, play the opposite onto the stage. What is very nice about the level down effect is that you do not have to choose front row characters. You could choose back row characters. So if you have the small on board, you bounce that, call the large. And if you have the large on board, you bounce that, call the small. Now it does state that this card needs to be on the stage at the beginning of your climax phase to activate. That means you cannot stand by these out. And finally, we have our Wakamo Kosaka. She is on play heal. Good night, everybody. That's all she does. Obviously, I'm kidding. She has a climax combo, which is this one right over here. She states that when you play Fox of Calamity, choose one of the following effects. On attack, pay 1, ditch 1, burn 2. Or, at the start of your attack phase, if this card is in your center stage, send all player characters except this one from the stage to the waiting room. Burn 1, burn 2. The climax is a 1k1 and a gold bar when triggered. Okay, let's talk about the more reasonable effect first. On attack, pay 1, ditch 1, burn 2. Super solid. You could reach for damage because you are going to be burning 2 and swinging for at least 3. Toss a full board of these and your opponent could be in trouble. Now the other effect, straight bait. Start of attack, have this in your front row, pop everything, burn 1, burn 2. Then you're going to be swinging for at least 4 because of the direct attack. I never used this effect. Okay, I lied. I used it once. I think it was during a BCS and it was against a Nino player. What am I going to do with that board? Honestly, you almost never use that dark hole effect. It's just kind of not practical. If you are absolutely insane and you think you have 7 clean right off the top, by all means. But if you're going to be more reserved, the burn 2s are good enough. And let's go over a quick combo. Let's say you are at level 3. The experience doesn't matter for this combo. Now you need minimum 3 stock. And to get full value, you need to have at least 2 damage in your clock. What you need for this combo is you just need a card in your hand. That card really does not matter. You need to have 1 and 2 of the Shuns. And you need to have 1 small Shun. So first things first, you're going to play this. You're going to pay your 2. Effect activates on play. You can ditch your whatever card. Heal to stock. Now you have your 2 stock. You're going to play this Shun. You're going to pay 2. And since you've played her, you can level down your opponent twice. I'd suggest some front row characters. And then you're going to go to your climax phase. Since at the start of your climax phase, both of these effects activate, you get to choose which one to go first. The condition is at the beginning of your climax phase. Again, both activate, you choose. We're going to start off with the small one first. So you're going to bounce small back to your hand to call the Shun. On play, level down your opponent again. Next, her effect activates. You're going to bounce her back. And you're going to call the small Shun that you just bounced back. Now, her effect activates. You are going to ditch the card that you just bounced into your hand, which is this one right here. Heal the stock. And again, for the level down, you do not need to choose front row characters. You could choose back row characters as well, just to throw a wrench in your opponent's plan. And there we have it. A quick combo featuring Shun Sunohara. And there we have it. A deck. Also, we are using Shioko sleeves. I don't think this has helped my win rate though. What do you think? Have you tried this deck? And if you have, what is the rate that used the dark hole effect? Let me know in the forums below. Thank you all. Catch you all in the next one. Peace.